This tutorial will show you how to cite your sources in text in APA format. APA requires that you cite your sources in two places. First, you must put them in your reference list at the end of the paper as shown. Second, anytime you quote or paraphrase information from your sources, you must cite them in text. You need three types of information for your in-text citations. First, you need the author or authors' last names. If your citation has no author, then copy the first word or phrase in the citation. Second, you need the publication date. And third, you need to locate the page numbers where you found the information. Let us pretend you are quoting page 8 of this book. Start your sentence by writing the author's last name. Follow this by the publication date in parentheses. Then write your quote, and at the end of the sentence, write P period and then the page number in parentheses. Note that the period goes outside of the parentheses at the end of the sentence. You can also start your sentence with the quote, and then put all the citation information in the parentheses at the end, separated by a comma. Either style works. If you paraphrase the quote, that is, rewrite the quote in your own words, you still need to cite this. However, this time you do not need the page numbers. You only need the author's last name and the date. Choose one of the two following styles for citing a paraphrase. Sometimes you will have a source that has more than one author, so how do you cite these in text? Well, the rules are different depending on how many authors you have. Follow these general guidelines. If a source has two authors, list each author's last names separated by the ampersand sign. Then put a comma and the publication date, and if it is a quote, put the page numbers at the end as well. Each time you cite these authors in your paper, you will need to cite them as shown. If your source has 3 to 5 authors, list all the authors' last names the first time you cite this in your paper, followed by the date, and if it's a quote, the page number as well. Any subsequent times you cite this in text, however, you can simply list the first author's last name and follow it with the phrase "et al." If the source has 6 or more authors, you only have to list the first author's last name in text, followed by the phrase "et al." Finally, if you are citing someone you have personally interviewed, you do not need to cite them in your reference list. Simply cite them in text by putting their name, followed by the words "personal communication" and the date you interviewed them. Your citation is now complete. This concludes the tutorial. If you need additional assistance citing in text, you can consult the APA Publication Manual. You can also contact the reference desk if you have any questions. A librarian is there to help you.